Now I am going to discuss about the database in Laravel. You can use MySQL database or other database system with Laravel. Here, after the installation, I go to the .env file, and into the .env file you see that the DB connection is showing MySQL. That means by default it will use the MySQL. If you go to the config and then if you go to the database.php, you will see that the default driver is set up as MySQL. But if you want, you can change the MySQL and use the SQLite. Here is MySQL. You can also use the PostgreSQL, PGSQL or other SQL here. But I am not going to change it because I will use the MySQL here. And here you will see that DB host, DB port, database name, database username, password, etc. settings are given into the .env file. So in order to connect the Laravel with the database or with the MySQL, what I will do, I will just use the database here. You see that here the default database name is showing Laravel. But if I now go into the PHP myadmin, this is the interface. You see that these four are the system files or system database that are given here. I did not create any database in the PHP myadmin. Now what I will do, you see that I will have to create a database here. You can give the database any name, and in which name you will create the database here, you will have to put that name here into this place. But in Laravel 10 it is very easy, because if you do not have any database that you give here, it will want to create a database in your system, and you can do that using the setup. For example, here DB database, you see that Laravel is given. You can, if I want that by this name I will create a database, then you can easily do that. When you will want to migrate, there is a migrate command I am going to show you, that is new terminal, and into here I am going to open another one, that is database folder. In the database folder you will see that the migrations are actually some files through which you can create the tables in a database. In the migration you see that by default the users table is given. So in which name you will want to create a table, you will have to just give the name here, and here you see that this is the users table. And remember that when we will create any table into the database, we will use the plural form. So here the users has been given as the name of the database table, and all the field names are given here. The ID will by default make it primary key auto increment, and these are the items that user will give here, and timestamps will create two fields, that is created and updated at. So if I want that, I want to create a database with table now. These tables will be created. One of some tables will be created. One of those tables will be users. In order to do that, I will have to run here php artisan command, and it will be migrate. If I want to run the php artisan migrate command, then you see that here database name I want to create, that is Laravel, but I still did not create it. So when I will want to run this command php artisan migrate enter, then you will see that there is access denied. Oh, okay, that is another problem, that is password. Here password is root. So in your case it can be blank or it can be any other password if you set. In my case it is root. So okay, I am going to run the command again. So php artisan migrate, you see that here is an warning telling you the database Laravel does not exist on MySQL connection. So would you like to create it? Here I can easily tell yes. If I write yes here and then enter, you will see that a database already has been created here. I am going to refresh it. Refresh. You see that by the name Laravel a database created. I click here, and in this database all the default tables has been created also. failed jobs, migrations, password reset tokens, personal access tokens, and users. See, if I go to click on user, you will see that all the fields come here. So I hope you have understood how to create a database here. Or if you want, you can manually create any database and work with Laravel. Laravel is very flexible. You can use as many way as you want, but it makes your task easier because writing the codes using a migration, you can easily create tables.